Alright, so let's go over Swiftwater. Let's go over offense first. So on first offense, it doesn't really matter how you play the point. I generally will jump on cart so I can snipe stuff that's either in house here or shoot stuff that's on top of roof. Very, very occasionally I will go here to take this SVS or to try and shoot stuff that's within this angle. But jumping on cart I think is good, because if your team is gonna get kind of stuck, it's gonna be because your demo and your soldier are gonna get stuffed trying to get on top of roof. So I generally swing out left to try and help, and then I will play this fence because you can peek the fence and you can basically know where sniper is. And here, all I'm doing is just keeping the sniper's attention. I'm not actually going for the SGS. You can, but I think it's just better just to make him look at you. You don't need to actually win it or anything. It's just, you just want to make sure that he's not killing your team. But at the same time, your team needs to kind of be watching your back as you're standing here, because Spy loves to decloak here. They'll decloak like behind the box or on top of the pack or something. But that's really it for first offense. It's just kind of, you know, pushing the card up. First defense is kind of the same thing. Everyone just kind of sits in the tunnel. I will say that it is better if you are going to go for something risky on sniper that you do it earlier than later, because if you do it later, there's a chance that you kind of are going to have a little bit of a rough setup getting into second, and we'll talk about this as we're transitioning, but it's important that you live, or if you are going to die, I mean, that you die early, because that way your respawn can be kind of eaten up while the cart's still being pushed. If you die at, like, let's say, like, while the cart's like at the top of the hill, there's a chance that they might Uber into you and play for the post before you're even back alive. So you need to make sure that you're alive, but be prepared to look for whatever angles. Generally, I'll start off by like hard scoping on top of the roof, or I'll play this angle here. And then from here, it's just kind of figuring out where sniper is and making sure that you're hidden from him. And then super important is just backing out to second, making sure that you're alive with your team, because this is where the good holds begin. And this is where you can get set up. So we'll go over second defense since I'm already up here, but basically sniper's job is to kind of control tunnel and side tunnel. So you're going to want to make sure that you're playing. I generally will play on this balcony, or I'll play here, or I'll even, if I know that Spy is dead, I will even play here and try and shoot people in the ankles, as they're trying to like walk around and cross. Other than that, that's kind of just your job. You can, if you want to mix up your angles of where you're playing, you can play the stairs angle. I just think that you're the most likely to die. One, you're going to be the furthest away from like your heavy and your pyro that are going to be spy checking for you. And also, you're at an angle where a sniper can actually headshot you here because you're lower. You're so much lower in elevation. If you play up here, the sniper's never going to be able to, like, you're going to be able to see sniper before he sees you. Just based off of how the view models and stuff in TF2 work. Not view models, but like the models and hitboxes and things like that. Like, you're going to be able to see him, like, walking up slowly, looking for a crouch, and then you're going to watch him crouch, and then you might not even see his head because the beam might block it. He's not going to see your head. So, I think that it's just super important to make sure that you're just keeping an eye out on tunnel, and that you're listening for comms on like where sniper's rotating. Oftentimes, your flank will get pushed out of side tunnel, so you need to make sure that you watch side tunnel in case sniper tries to walk here. Because it's gonna hit this sight line, which might kill your heavy, your pyro, your NG, things like that. I never play around the house anymore with just how Spy is just able to get behind much easier. I will say that you'll see me play here a few times, and that's only really if I know that Spy is dead, and generally if I'm on a respawn. If I just died to whatever, and Spy is dead, I might run up the house and play like, play like this angle here, You can play this angle, like you can see like into kind of apartments kind of deep. You can also play like here and see into apartments, so you have a lot of angles. And then there's obviously always this cheeky angle. Oh my god, I would fail it on the first try. Man. But you can also get back here to see tunnel. You can also see in, so like this is the doorway leading into like apartments. And you can also play like further up here on top of the pipe, so you can play back here, but I will only play back here if I'm on like a spawn. I'm not gonna try and hard play there anymore. Other than that, that's kind of it for Swiftwater second. Just make sure that you're calling for buffs. Our medic will sit in this corner with their back turned, so that way they can't get backstabbed, and I'll like walk up. If sniper goes up top here, if you have to go for this, picture that there's a grate here. But if you have to do this, then I don't like challenging the SVS, but I'll just make sure that I have like tabs on him. I don't think challenging the SVS here is ever good on the defensive side, because the defensive side is so much stronger and harder to push out than the life of the offensive sniper is worth. So up here, I'll keep tabs on sniper, but I'm not gonna challenge this. So kind of keep that in mind, that your life on defensive sniper is more important than the offensive sniper. Alright, let's talk about pushing second. So, when you're pushing second, there's a few things that you can think about. One, let's say you're on you're on first offense, and that you're like pretty aggro. Like you get here and you see them just leaving. There's no problem with you going and trying to hit something while they're falling out, right? There's been plenty of times where teams are slow to rotate out, and you can hit a timing window on them. Where basically, like, you can get here and their medic's like walking in like a straight line, like going up to apartments. Or you can get NG. You can kill NG because NG is going to be slowed because they're carrying the gun. So if you see a timing window, don't be afraid to go for it. It's not always going to be there, but you got to kind of rely on your instincts a little. And then the second and third thing is, you either can play tunnel or you can play more apartment based. It's up to your team and how your team wants to approach this point. If you play up here and just picture that the grates are here, really what you're trying to do is that you're just trying to draw the eyes of the sniper and make him have to peek you. If he peeks you, you have a chance to SVS and kill him, because I think that this is really, really strong. At the same time, you know that if sniper's looking at you, which he kind of has to respect you, that he's not going to be really killing your cart pushers. So you should be able to get decent cart time. The other way that you could go about playing this point, and it's only when the cart is pretty far up, is that you can send kind of like a hit squad into side tunnel and push the enemy flank out. So, you know, you send like your own soldier, your scout, maybe you send like your NG with like a mini here, and then the NG like watches your back, and then you can take side tunnel. This is what I was talking about when I said like you need to make sure that you're paying attention to what your flank is calling and what spy is calling, because if sniper gets here, I can kill the engineer for the gun, I can kill the heavy that's generally going to be standing on the balcony or here, I can kill sniper that'll be standing around here, I can kill pyro. I'm never really going to kill demo or medic because they're generally going to be hidden. Like I said, most medics will play at this bottom ledge here, and then demos will just sit here and spam up, so you're never going to kill one of the main combo classes, but, I mean, if you can kill heavy, it's such a big deal, because heavy generally will have a lot of HP in the post. But other than that, that's kind of your only two plays. You're kind of at the mercy of your own team here. There's not really... You don't have a lot of opportunity or opening because of, like, how hostile this point is. So, be ready to take kind of crappy SVS. I will say, if you are going to try walking up and taking an SVS here, do not do it from here. Because I mean, if the enemy sniper is good, he can see my feet right now, and he's just going to body shot me. See how when I crouch, he can see me? So he can see my feet. So if you are going to go for SVS out of main tunnel, I would say make sure that you come around from the right side. That you walk up close to here. And then you clear this, and then maybe you try and drop down here. Don't just walk straight up the middle of the tunnel here, because of the way that the angles work, and expect to kill sniper, because he's going to kill you like right here. So, keep that in mind. But that's kind of it for first and second. Moving into third, we'll go third offense now. Third offense is kind of a fun point, but it's also kind of a pain point. It's awesome if you can generally get up to this window and kind of kill all the things. But if their soldier's good and like can be annoying, and their soldier can sit here and like 2-rocket you, or you guys lose control of like your upper spire or whatever you want to call it, point becomes really, really hard. But yeah, just kind of get used to the main rollout coming here. But when you are rolling out, just make sure that you kind of take notice of like who's with you. Like, don't go in here and trap yourself in without knowing like your engineer, or, like your scout, or your soldiers with you. I think what we generally did was put engineer up top, because the engineer could put like a mini here, and then like kind of watch this doorway, and then soldier would watch this doorway, like the enemy soldier, and then I would try and just shoot whatever I can while they're coming through here. Not a lot to this point though. It's kind of just working with your team to make sure that you're protected. Oh, I actually forgot about this door. Coming down here is kind of also, it's good because people don't often expect it. So, you know, if you're just constantly peeking through here, you're not getting a ton, don't be afraid to try and come here. Peek through here. Generally, scouts will jump in off the silos here and try and jump in through the balcony, or soldier will rocket jump up near the health pack, but that's about it. They're never gonna come through the bottom door, so. Alright, sorry about that, my dad came in. So, that's kind of mostly it though for third. I generally will default to coming up here. You can go main, and you can go red. Like, this is what I mean by coming main. And you can, like, walk out here. It's not bad. But for most teams that are going to be dealing with the gun that'll be on the top platform, I think going into apartments is just better. Or boiler, or whatever we call it, I forget now. You can come red as well. Red is kind of meant for, like, if you're feeling like you can kill the demo, or if he's, like, got this, like, not trapped off. Like, you can come here and sit. Or you can even peek if you wanted. Just be mindful that there's probably gonna be 6 above you. The one time that I think going main is probably the best is probably if you're gonna have to deal with what a lot of invite teams have been doing, the bunker hold, where you're putting like 9 men down here, and you have the gun. Here, where the gun goes. Gun goes like here or something. I think it goes like right here. But I think going main is okay because you can kind of hide from everyone in the. You play the apartments or play boiler. You don't really have great sightlines like into the bunker. If you come here, like your sightline is this. Like they can hide behind this fence, hide behind this fence. You're kind of really hard, so going main is probably okay, or probably better if teams are doing the bunker hold, but for the majority of people, I think playing boiler is gonna be best. Alright, let's talk about third Swiftwater. Hi, Cookie. Third defense. This is kind of an awkward point. Kind of depends on where your team's gonna hold. And a lot of it's trying to coordinate with your flank on what they can do. Wait, you muted? Say hi. Hi, Cookie. So if you're sniping on third defense here, I tend to gravitate towards playing like around here and trying to snipe into apartments or into spiral. The biggest thing is that you're listening to your spy and your flank to figure out where sniper is and when they can pressure, because you don't really want to be sitting in like hard scope 24/7. Like ideally you are, but you need to be mindful of where sniper is. So when sniper's alive, generally I'm not scoped in, just trying to find him. So whether that's like 88 like jiggling here, or you know taking just weird angle, jumping around, you know, because most people think that you're just gonna swing. So if you pop up all of a sudden, a little bit different of a peek, so he might not kill you if you're trying to search. But just kind of get used to some of these angles. This is where he's gonna be playing. That you're gonna have to counter snipe. I find that at this point you have to counter snipe a lot. It's not really a point that you could just kind of hide, in my opinion. Other snipers may disagree, but it's really hard. The one kind of spot that I will say is really cheeky and really good is if they have boiler control and like this upper control. If sniper goes here, this is like a really good peek that a lot of people don't do enough of, where they like actually will hard scope. They'll stand up here, then they hard scope fall, and then they peek you from the right side. Generally, what I would say most people do is that they just peek from this side, but it's different if you peeks it from behind the health pack right here behind this wall. It's a little bit of a different angle. I mean, not that big of an adjustment, obviously, but it might throw you off. So, like I said, just be ready to SVS, and you're kind of just going to be playing around here, around your beam, making sure that you're 185. If you can't get 185, you're going to have to just kind of, you know, maybe you don't commit to the SVS, maybe you just body shot him, maybe you're just being annoying. You know, you're not actually trying to kill him. If you do get a couple kills, it's not, well, if your team is killing them, and you're kind of, you know, you're thinking that they might leave out main, don't be afraid to come here. A lot of people, when they leave, will like fall back and play around this health pack and just stand around, and people don't watch this area. So, come here, and then don't be afraid to get a couple pot shots off. Sometimes drop medics, drop demos, things like that. That's really it for third. We'll go over third defense, I think, yeah. Go over third defense. So, or fourth defense, sorry. This assumes that your team has fully gotten out and reset, and that you guys are holding fourth with an actual point. I always default to coming here and just holding down the main tunnel. Making sure that I'm peeking here and I'm not peeking this. If I peek here, there's actually a gap in this fence between here that you can die to. So just be aware of that. But that's why I'm always going to be playing here to start. You know, trying to kill like scout demo heavy, anything that's going to be pushing up to try and get aggro. The one thing that you're susceptible to when you play here is that soldier bombing, you might not see it. That's going to be in the outside your reticle. So kind of be ready for it. Let your team kind of know where you're going to be playing. It'll help them protect you a lot more. And then the other really nice angle that you can play is if you see that people are crossing, you can hide your dot and then kill them as they cross. A lot of people forget that this is like an open gap here. So, you know, after you cover this and you see like snipers running around in the back with like engineer, like you can hide your dot and kill them from the angle. But yeah, mainly I stick to dealing with main. If sniper does get into house or get into garage, whatever people call this, I never pass this sightline anymore. Like basically from like this fence and backwards, I kind of draw a line in the sand and I don't peek it. This is when you're on defensive sniper, your respawn times are like 16 to 18 seconds long. So if you go for this SVS, sure you might kill sniper and it might like relieve pressure for you for 6 to 10 seconds, but you dying basically loses the point. Especially if sniper's already in garage and you die. And we'll talk about why that is. So yeah, like I said, I'm usually dedicated to main duty. If I know that they're gonna Uber, I will back up, and then I might play like a head glitch and play like around here, and hold this garage angle while Ubers are being traded, things like that. I may play like here, but you're never gonna see me playing like here to try and counter snipe this. This is just bad. If your team dies to the sniper, it's just because they don't know how far and like where the safety of the point is. You can play from up top here. I generally don't, unless I'm like off of like a respawn, where like I'll play up here. But just you need to kind of put yourself on a timer, because if you play up here on catwalk, spy is gonna be on you. Or even like what a lot of teams have been doing is that they send soldier. Like soldier will high bomb, and instead of landing a combo, he'll land up here, and then just like live behind you. And then he'll come out onto the catwalk, and while your team forgot about the soldier, he'll just spam like 4 rockets and do a ton of damage. So I don't really like playing on top of catwalk anymore, because teams are finding out better ways of dealing with it. But if spy is dead, if sniper's dead, and you're on like a respawn, it's perfectly okay for you to rotate up. You can play Shutter. You can play on top of the catwalk here. It's definitely okay to play here. Like I said too, if Spy is dead, you know, you don't need to worry about this. Come here. If the other team is dumb enough to be pushing while Spy is dead, you know, you'll be fine. I only play house, right house, if I think I need to go for something. I don't ever play around here anymore, really. Maybe if I'm on like a respawn wave and I need to do something kind of like, you know, kind of unexpected. But like, it's kind of just not very good though. You get like one good angle here. But at the same time, you can be counter-sniped through that angle, so, not great. Like, once again, you're just isolated. And Sniper in 2022 is all about combo Sniper nowadays. Like, Sniper is kind of dead. Or at least it's not nearly as good as it was, so. Let's go over offense now. Offense is obviously just going to be everything that I talked about. Your most important goal, in my opinion, is making sure that you can either, one, walk with your combo out main. So, like I said, when we're on defense, we're kind of defaulting to holding this sight line here. Now, you can either, you know, play for that, where you walk out with your combo, like your demo walks out in front of you, your pyro, your heavy, like while you're being overhealed, and you go for this, which is fine. You know, you're making space. Or your goal can be to get into garage. Garage is generally more high impact, I'd say. You have more opportunity to kind of carry the point. The reason is because if you kill Sniper, it completely allows you to swing this door. And even if you really want to get even more aggressive, you can swing all the way out here. And you're pretty safe. Like, nothing really has kill threat on you. Like, when you're out in this garage, like, there's still so much distance, so one thing that you're going to die to is, like, maybe a soldier bomb, maybe you're just going to get chipped, maybe you're going to get set on fire by my decloak, but, like, you're not going to, there's nothing that's going to instantly kill you, unless it's, like, a soldier bomb or you're going to get stabbed. But if you kill Sniper, you just play your range. You just come out here and just kill everything. It allows your combo to walk up main, it allows them to play behind this wall here, and then you can kind of, like I said, just win your combo the point. You want to kind of mess around and play with a couple different angles. You can don't be afraid to come up here and play on the balcony if you need to. It's just a different angle. Most snipers are gonna be pre-aiming a headshot angle. So if all of a sudden you come up here and then now you're not at that headshot angle anymore, it's gonna be different. You can also play here to kind of see a little bit of the pack, or play on the back edge here, the back ledge. And then, yeah, like I said, angle, some dumb reason, play here, and then there's also this angle. You can see on top of house, but no one really ever plays up here. The biggest part is you can see to the right side, or your left, but their right side of the fence here, and and kill them when they're on tree. But that's kind of it for Swiftwater, well, for fourth. Last is kind of tricky. I have found that the majority of my success comes into my team going out the right side and taking Uber trades out here. The reason is because you put like soldier scout in left lobby here, and your pyro kind of sticks with you while your demo takes like a solo or goes out with scout out right. They basically are just making space for you, so then you can peek behind them. Whether it's going to be killing the sniper up here, killing the NG, medic, you know, maybe you kill pyro that's wandering around here. Demo will probably be around this area in the corner sometimes. Heavy might be up here, top of the streetlight, etc. That's kind of like your end goal. You can kind of just play for picks. You can play out like the middle window where you're walking out, you know, trying to see what they're gonna give you. But really, you kind of just need to be playing with your combo here, and just going with wherever your combo wants to go. I will say that if your combo is going to Uber, that you talk to your pyro about having your pyro play with you. We had a lot of success when Danny played with me here, especially a couple seasons ago against MTS. So, the other push that you can do is if you're gonna go main. This is, I haven't exactly figured this out. Michael PC1 is incredible at doing this main push, and same with Nixie. But I honestly haven't figured out really the best way about doing this. Whether you come like here and then like swing, I don't know. Those guys just always have my number here. But basically, you're just playing around your heels, getting tanked while your team is trying to push the cart, and they're playing in front of you. But the headshot angles and playing around main is, I just seem to eat spam, or it's such a bad SVS angle for me. Hi, Bach. But that's kind of it. I rarely ever go left. I don't. You can come here, it's okay, but a lot of bad sniper angles that we'll talk about on defense, so I don't really like going left. I will say, this is going to be the most common sniper angle that you're going to have to counter snipe though, so be ready for a sniper up here, or anywhere along that back panel, and I'll show you how to get up there. That's kind of it though. Let's jump over to the defense side. Defense side, I generally gravitate to holding here, and then holding the right side of lobby, till I know where they're going to be coming from. So fourth just got capped. I like to play here, play a little bit more aggressive. The only way that they can kill me in right lobby is if somehow they get up from down and below the stairs. But basically I'm just holding here. I'm looking at the health pack to see if there's any classes that are running to it, if they're going to be coming right lobby, etc. Also, you can kind of play here and get an angle when they try to enter in through main lobby. Also play on the staircase here. You're kind of just playing around your beam. And then eventually when they start spamming and getting closer, I will fall back and go play with my engineer. And then this is what I was talking about, playing the god, or playing on top of here. If I can actually get up here. Hello? Okay. I guess I just can't. There we go. Okay. They have to be here. I don't know why this spot. Okay. I guess it's just a jump crouch that I failed multiple times. But this is the angle that I was talking about. You can see in the right lobby here. See over the fence. Very strong. But yeah, other than that, like, you can also see like the cart. But at the same time, you really don't want to be trying to take an SGS while you're up here, because you're so far away from your medic that you're not going to have a buff, so you can just die to a body shot. Playing here is probably okay though. If you want to play on like the balcony, but on the bottom of the edge side, that's probably not bad. Here. You can see tracks. But yeah, when they're doing main main tracks pushes, generally I'm trying to just counter snipe or shoot anything that's gonna be on the left side. Sniper will generally default to hiding behind this pillar here. So you can hold him if you want. But like I said, when you're on defense, your life is more important than the offensive sniper most of the time. So you want to make sure that you're staying alive. When there's downtime, and you get the call that they're going right lobby, often I will make this rotation, come here, and come left lobby, and actually post up. But I only do this when I make sure that I have people with me. So like, I'll make sure that my soldier is sitting here, like, watching my back here. And then I might kill like medic or demo as they're like trying to enter in and do like a right lobby Uber. A lot of this is just kind of playing off of like information that you have. Like you can even peek out here in some instances where like they're really far back or whatever, and you can swing or do it from the opposite side if you notice that there's some downtime. You notice that there's like some downtime, you know, you can charge up a shot, peek the shutter. Maybe you can drop the medic, things like that. But other than that, I think that's really it for Swiftwater. Don't have anything more to say. I will actually, no, I do have one more thing. When you are leaving, and also when you are pushing, you need to make sure that when you're on offensive sniper that you are covering these doors, especially this door. I can't tell you how many times that I have killed a medic, even in invite, where people just forget that this door exists, and they don't look at it, and then their medic comes walking in a straight line and then dies to me in this doorway. So, as the offensive sniper, making sure that you're posting on one of these two angles. Generally, most people look at this one, but often people forget about this one. So, the angle looks something like this, where you can, like, you know, you can even hide your dot. Like, you can be, you know, you can even be out of it, and then all of a sudden you start sliding in. And you can kill demo, kill heavy, kill med, something, you know, even kill sniper in the back. And then you just go ahead and make your rotate. But yeah, that's kind of the big thing about third. You need to make sure that you're covering these doorways here. It's really, really important to kind of keep your momentum rolling. Swiftwater is all about momentum, so keep the momentum. You'll generally have a good time. A really, really hard map to one, stop the snowball, and then two, to also kind of like reset. If you lose second generally will cascade into losing third, and then people try to reset on fourth, but that time there's generally probably an uber discrepancy. You're generally going to be down uber even if you have ad. You know, it doesn't really amount to anything, so make sure that your team is trying to play like point by point. Make sure that you're getting out, you're getting resets off, and there. So that is Swiftwater, at least in my eyes. Maybe some other snipers have different options or point of views on how to play this map, but it's just how I do it. Okay. I will clip that and post that, and let's go snipe a little bit for like 20 minutes here.